Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian, and we are going to look today at 12 premium site offers you can use for your local directory. Some of these are really obvious. Some of them I'm going to explain exactly how I recommend. There are some unique little permutations to maybe the way these appear visually or the wording. So I'm going to make sure I explain what those are, or at least my perspective on how to do this the right way. So let's quickly list them all. Coupons, deals, map, icons, site booking, category, viral contest, respond reviews. If I could have fit respond to reviews on that line, I would have. App notification, priority of place, masterminding, peer placement, and interview. Okay, so some of these are more self-explanatory than others. So coupons, using something like wpcoupons.io, you can have every listing incorporate a coupon into both their listing specifically as well as site-wide. That's a really good premium offer. And I'm going to explain a little nice trick on how to amplify and sort of add some spice to that in a moment. Deals. All right, this is kind of analogous to coupons, but you can use urgency offers using a WooCommerce plugin, for an example, that will allow you to have, discounts, time-sensitive urgency offers through your store. All right, you can also do this using the coupon plugin I just mentioned a moment ago, or you can do it directly on your store. Map icons. This is something that I love to do. Specifically with the Vantage 4.0 framework. There's a really cool plugin that is, what's it called? I forget, something like custom map. I will have it in this video so you can see it. But it allows you to add category specific icons that stand out on the map and that are really good inducements for folks to want to pay to stand out. You can actually offer somebody the ability, for an example, to have their own logo on the map. So if you have 500 listings in a given city, and most of them are generic, and Joe's Pizza has Joe's Pizza's actual logo showing up on your map, and also on their listing itself. It is a vanity play that appeals to people's sense of grandiosity or importance or celebrity even. So it's a really interesting way that Vantage specifically, when you have this extra plugin, which you have to buy, but will allow you to do that in a really sort of sexy way. And you can make featured listings have one icon, our choice have another, featured your choice, so 5-star, best of, X. Every respective category can have its own visual icon, which distinguishes it from the other listings in that category or on your site. All right, site booking. This is obviously pretty self-explanatory. You allow certain listings to get booked directly on your directory and others don't. That would be a featured or premium offer. I don't interestingly really recommend that you do this unless you have some familiarity with the various plugins that would make this possible. I'm certainly no tech genius. I'm a marketing person, not a coder. So I've had some trouble using WooCommerce bookings extension, for an example. There are some other analogous or analogs to that plugin that also have given me some trouble. So I actually recommend, while many people do this, and it is a great way of adding a premium offer to your site, I really recommend you stick in this area here. It's very dummy simple, and you can actually make more money using affiliate offers, driving folks to buy from your listings on their site rather than having to wrap yourself around the axle of, managing all this technology on your site. All right, so category, obvious, featured, premium, our choice, your choice, 5-star listings, you know, choice of the day, gold star category, whatever you call it, that works. People will pay to be, featured in whatever language or whatever verbiage you use to communicate the best of on your site. This is how you use that to charge for listings. I'll give you a really quick example. One of the sites that we run through my business is a psychic, a medium spiritual directory, and I added a famous category on this site. And all of a sudden, everyone was paying to be considered famous because it's a pure ego thing. So, surprisingly to me, I guess in retrospect, maybe not so much, but at the time, I was very surprised at just adding this extra category and saying, I don't know, this is $50 for the year to be famous. All these people were, adding themselves to the famous category, which very quickly, by the way, made the famous notation completely irrelevant, but it was kind of funny to see human nature in the wild doing what human beings do, which is crave or clamor for self-importance and celebrity. All right, viral contests. Really a great way of including, this is great for local directories. You can do a viral contest and then have your featured listings included in that swag. So, there's all kinds of ways to kind of do this. I can't really cover them all here, but you would do ABC or abc.com is the town, and you would do a Facebook contest, let's say, with giveaways to the top, restaurants and shoe stores and bars and, lawyers, whatever. I mean, everyone locally that you can get involved in that, and then you're promoting that on Facebook, and these folks are getting all kinds of really great free publicity being included in this viral contest, which they can actually donate something to. They can offer a free service. They can have have you buy something, or you can offer to buy something to include them in that contest. And it might sound counterintuitive to, have someone pay to be, to give something away or to be part of a contest. But if you're getting a lot of eyeballs on your viral contest, you are going to get a lot of brand building, free brand building for those businesses who are paying to be included in that. I did a really bad job of explaining that. I'm sure everyone agrees who just heard that, but I will cover this in some more detail in other places. All right, respond to reviews. Very straightforward, very obvious. Some plugins will actually let you do that by default. I think the Astoundify plugin actually allows you to set only certain paid listings can respond to reviews. App notification, I use Mighty Networks for all of our directories. Mighty Networks is a separate social network software as a service application. What I'll do is I'll set up a special group for the featured listings if this is a local community, and I'll let people add deals to that. So just the featured listings on a directory also get a membership to the Mighty Networks local deals group where they can add deals, and that gets really delivered on a phone. People get pinged, when anyone adds something to that section of the network, and it's really good for it's a Friday night and you have Joe's Pizza, and Joe says, you know what, shit, let's say 2 pizzas for $9 tonight. And he adds that to the Mighty Networks group, and boom, all the people who are subscribed via your Mighty Networks get that notification that there's a deal at Joe's. That's really great for your public audience, and it's really good for your professional peers. In this case, Joe, who's going to get a deluge of people coming to grab 2 pizzas for $9. Priority of place, very simple. Every directory does this. The featured listings show up highest. No different than, on a Google search, the first two results get something like 80% of the clicks. So too will you find on your directory that is true. All right, masterminding, great for local rapport building, relationship building. You offer your featured listings. Let's say it's $75 a month or $50 a month, private access to a masterminding group with just other local businesses who are also featured. So you might have 9 or 10 or 15 or 80, people in a Slack channel. Or what I do again is use Mighty Network. So you create this, this private Mighty Network, which is kind of behind your directory, or it's separate from your directory, but it's part of the overarching community that you built. And only the people who are really professional peers that are paying for featured listings and are your higher end clients get access to these masterminding and things like app notifications. Masterminding is really powerful. Again, I didn't do a great job of diving into that, but you can figure that on your own. You get 9 or 10 or 50 local businesses who are all trading ideas about how to improve traffic, in-person traffic, store traffic, as well as online traffic. You're going to really create an environment and an asset that is really valuable to your community. All right, peer placement. This is where we started here in the very beginning. I said I would come back to this. You can use coupons and deals on site-wide. So this is a really good way of putting some light pressure on people to pay for featured listings. So how it works is this. If business A is using a coupon and that coupon sticks to their listing, it also sticks to the sidebar in general. So people who don't pay for featured listings and aren't getting this coupon are going to have business A having their coupon on business B's sidebar, which ultimately business B is going to say, hey, I'm Jane's Pizza. Why is Joe's Pizza advertised on my listing? And essentially you can say, Joe pays for a featured listing, as you can see on our terms of service page or our payment policies page. And for that, he gets a advertisement site-wide that's rotated, throughout the directory, and that applies to non-paying members. So Jane might be irritated by that, but she's probably not going to be irritated enough to want to remove her listing because she wants to be part of the directory and she's not paying anything. So in fairness, she doesn't really have any leg to stand on, so to speak. So what's interesting about that is you can also make Joe's specific coupon or deal stick to Jane's listing. So you can go into Jane's listing and say, you want Joe's Pizza to be on her sidebar. And that's kind of I don't want to say a sneaky way. It's really not sneaky. It's a way of rewarding Joe and kind of punishing Jane, although I don't like to think of it like that. But if you make your featured listings affordable enough and you're giving Jane a free listing and free promotion and all that stuff, you know what? She should pay for a listing if she doesn't want to see Joe's coupon on her page. Of course, as soon as Jane pays for a premium listing, she gets her own coupon that sticks to her sidebar, and Joe's never sees the light of day on Jane's page again. All right, last thing is the interview. The interview is an awesome way of showcasing local businesses that you love, give them a little bit of color in terms of their story, why they do what they do, how they arrived in town, how they became a seamstress or a attorney or a sushi, chef, whatever the business is, interviewing them and then publishing that interview on your directory, promoting that on Facebook is a wonderful way of not only building rapport with your peers, and it's also a great way of having your peers share your directory, because what they will do, and I've done this a zillion times, you can look at some of the examples I've posted, this is the process flow. You do the interview, you post it on your directory, you tag, the business who you interviewed that day on Facebook. And then, of course, I mean, they know it's coming anyway, but they then say, thank you so much to Ian from abc.com for the great interview. Hey, everybody, check out Ian's interview on abc.com with our pizza place. And of course, what happens next is all of their friends, family, fans, followers, everyone en masse arrives on your directory to read the interview. And they also thumbs up and like it and all, share it and all that good stuff, leave comments. In addition, what invariably happens is the pizza place or whatever the business is has professional peers who are also pizza places who haven't heard of you, but who now see this interview and say, why aren't I on this site and why haven't I been interviewed? And then invariably you get a call or an email or a contact or even a straight out purchase. And that, place says, hi, I, just signed up for a listing. I'd like also to be interviewed. When can we set that up? So again, I mean, it's also just a great way of building rapport with your audience, with your peers. You make friends. I mean, and that's part of this deal. You interview somebody, you become friendly with them and people, appreciate it. And, you make edits and you go back and forth a couple times and you have a conversation. And it's just a good, friendly way of connecting with your community and, just basically, having fun with this, which is really an important part of the process, making friends, making real connections, and establishing yourself as an expert authority or somebody worth knowing in the marketplace is a real value to you and to everyone else. All right, so that is 12 premium site offers. I didn't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2. It is 12. Awesome. And usually I'll mess that up and I've done this whole thing. It'll be like 9 or 14 or whatever. Today, thankfully, it is 12. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. If you have questions, feel free to ask, and I will post this in the course in the moments to follow. Thanks.